The situation in rural U.S. areas is escalating as wild hogs increasingly invade farmland, causing severe damage. Corn, soybean, and other essential crop fields are being destroyed, leaving farmers struggling to cope. In nearby regions where agriculture is the economic backbone, the estimated damage from wild hogs reaches $12 billion annually. Leave comment #1 to join us in exploring today's hunt and learn about solutions to tackle this issue. It's estimated that around 500,000 wild hogs are causing significant damage to both rural and urban areas. Local authorities are struggling to control the hog population, but it's challenging due to their rapid reproduction and adaptable habitats ranging from forest to farmlands and urban areas. These challenges call for more effective and sustainable control strategies to mitigate the damage caused by this invasive species. As the threat from wild hogs intensifies, communities have implemented various measures to control their population and limit their hiding spots. Specialized teams have been formed to monitor, trap, and manage the hog population. These traps are often placed in areas frequently visited by wild hogs. The traps typically measure 12 x 12 feet, large enough for hogs to easily enter and get caught. Made of sturdy steel mesh and designed with automatic gates that close once a hog enters, these traps ensure effective and safe control of this invasive species. This measure ensures greater safety for residents during trapping and relocation. With these foot traps, hunters don't need bait to attract wild hogs, as the traps are strategically placed in areas the hogs frequently visit. Only hunters with special permits are allowed to hunt wild hogs. To obtain a permit, hunters must undergo rigorous training lasting at least 8 months. Authorities in affected U.S. regions tightly regulate hunting permits and trap usage to ensure hunter safety from wild hog attacks. In many cases, hogs have escaped traps because hunters failed to check them after setting. If traps aren't securely anchored to the ground or the clamps aren't tight enough, hogs can easily break free during vigorous movement. Traps must be licensed and meet standards set by regulatory agencies to ensure effectiveness and compliance with safety regulations. Using traps improperly can lead to hunters having their hunting licenses revoked. Additionally, large steel cage traps are strategically placed across affected areas. These traps, designed to capture multiple wild hogs at once, have an effectiveness rate of up to 90%. In rural areas, hundreds of wild hogs have been managed through this method. Each trap can capture 4 to 6 hogs depending on the cage's size and structure, effectively controlling the population of this invasive species. Hunters must check traps regularly, ideally 10 to 20 hours after setting, to ensure humane hunting and quick trap reuse. The trapping season typically occurs in late fall and early winter, when wild hogs are more active in searching for food. Trapping during this period minimizes crop and property damage caused by hogs, while better controlling their population growth in residential areas, protecting communities and the surrounding environment. Nighttime is when wild hogs are most active, so setting traps during this period increases the likelihood of capturing them. These traps not only reduce the damage caused by wild hogs, but also ensure environmental safety, avoiding negative impacts on other wildlife. Thanks to modern sensor technology and motion detection devices, these traps achieve a success rate of up to 85% in capturing wild hogs, enabling effective and sustainable control of this invasive species population. The use of steel cage traps to handle wild boars in the United States has many advantages over using firearms. Over the past 5 years, this method has helped save on ammunition costs and eliminated the need to hire professional hunters. Moreover, steel cage traps are also safer for the environment as they do not cause noise pollution and pose no risk to hunters, while minimizing negative impacts on the surrounding ecosystem, helping to manage the wild boar population effectively and sustainably. Do you like this trapping method? If yes, leave a comment with the number 2. If no, leave a 3. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to hunt wild boars from the air in Texas? What seems like a scene straight out of an action movie is now a daily reality in many rural areas of the southern United States. Helicopter hog hunting, a strategy blending military technology with professional hunting skills, is becoming the go-to solution for many wildlife control companies and large farms to tackle the surge of this invasive species. Drop comment #1 to dive into this thrilling hunt together. Wild boars, bloodthirsty beasts, destroy crops, attack livestock, threaten lives, and cause millions of dollars in damage each year. Hunting them from helicopters is the only way to track these elusive creatures through rugged terrain where humans can scarcely reach. In the sky, only skill, courage, and pinpoint accuracy determine who survives. Do we have what it takes to bring these monsters down from above? The helicopters roared into the sky, shattering the usual calm. Within minutes, the chaos on the ground came into sharp view. Plowed up fields ravaged land and destruction everywhere. There, a herd of wild boars was gradually gathering near the edge of the field. The pilot immediately dropped the altitude, guiding the chopper low over the clear path, paving the way for us to begin the chase. Mark didn't hesitate. He carefully aimed and pulled the trigger. Gunfire rang out in rapid bursts, sweeping from the outer edge into the center of the herd. In the blink of an eye, 4 boars dropped one after another, their bodies scattered across the field. At the same time, Leon's helicopter circled above, scanning for any movement below. The roar of the engine echoed across the sky as the panicked herd of wild boars scattered in a frantic attempt to escape. Inside the helicopter cabin, Leon gripped his rifle tightly. Eyes locked onto the fleeing boars amidst the chaos. He steadied his breath, aimed swiftly, and pulled the trigger. Gunfire thundered across the field, bullets tearing through the air. The wild boars were fast, but Leon was relentless. He pursued them to the end, dropping each one with unwavering precision. My team quickly moved toward the open field. This time I was in charge of taking down the wild boars. The pilot maneuvered the helicopter closer, giving me a clear shot. I gripped my rifle tightly and fired repeatedly. Gunshots rang out as the boars fell one by one. Out on a lush green field, the wild boars resumed their rampage. We quickly maneuvered the helicopter into position, ready for a powerful assault. The aircraft closed in, narrowing the distance to the targets, but the boars were cunning. They kept shifting directions, making it difficult to get a clean shot. However, our marksmen remained unfazed. They were used to dealing with such trickery. Working closely with the pilot, we closed in. Gunfire erupted in rapid bursts. Within minutes, the wild boars had fallen, putting an end to the destruction of the field. At another location, a herd of wild boars gathered below. As usual, we moved in closer, the roar of the rotors echoing across the sky. Panicked, the boars scattered, trying to escape, but we gave them no chance. Closing in fast, we opened fire. Short, decisive bursts of gunfire rang out, no hesitation. Within minutes, the boars lay motionless across the freshly harvested field. The helicopter veered in, narrowing the distance to give us a clear shot. Gunfire echoed through the sky. Wherever we flew, the only thing left behind were motionless boar carcasses. In Louisiana, where sprawling fields and vast swamps stretch out, we faced an unwelcome enemy, feral hogs. From the helicopter, we flew over the expansive plains. From above, we watched the panicked hogs scatter. Amid the noise of the rotors, we fired relentlessly, aiming at the pigs below. The open terrain made spotting targets easy. With nowhere to hide, the herd was quickly taken down. From our position in the aircraft, we detected signs of another herd of feral hogs, but they were hiding in the nearby woods, making it hard to see clearly. A plan was devised. The plane lowered its altitude, closed in, and stirred up chaos. After half an hour of patience, the hogs could no longer endure and bolted out. The result was as expected. A lightning-fast attack ensued, and we successfully took down the targets. However, in the chaos, a few wild boars managed to escape. We immediately gave chase. After pinpointing the herd's location, we were ready to strike. These boars were more cunning than we expected, dodging lethal shots and catching the team off guard. Still, we seized the opportunity and took down a few more. This hunting method is truly effective. It didn't take long to locate the targets. After an intense confrontation, a few wild boars escaped, breaking away from the herd and scattering in all directions. Seizing the opportunity, our team fought with full force. We aimed for the largest ones and pulled the trigger. One massive target. Aiming at its weak spot, I fired a decisive shot. After a loud bang, the boar had no chance of escape. Continuing the fight, we moved into the lush green fields. The boars thought the tall grass would hide them, but it was all in vain. Once spotted, they fled at breakneck speed. We only managed to take down a few targets, but we didn't give up and pressed on with the pursuit. In the afternoon, we resumed our high-altitude hunt. This time we were better prepared, but the hogs were incredibly agile. We lost count of how many we took down today, possibly a huge number, and this was a successful hunt. In the afternoon, we moved to the nearby cornfield. The hunting dogs were released immediately to sniff out and track the wild boars. Their echoing barks made my heart race. I tried to stay calm and pulled the trigger the moment I saw a boar in front of me. In an instant, it went down, becoming a fresh feast for the dogs. Their barking continued to echo from deep within the cornfield. Led by seasoned hunters, I was quickly positioned at a key spot to encircle the target. The hunting dogs, refreshed after a night's rest, sprang into action. They drove the prey toward us. When a boar burst from the bushes, Lucas didn't hesitate, firing immediately. With a single shot, the boar dropped amid the smoke, a perfect takedown. Less than a few minutes later, another charged across the dirt path. One clean shot ensured it had no chance to escape or fight back. After a few minutes of quietly surveying the terrain, our scope finally caught sight of a wild boar. It strolled leisurely, completely unaware it had entered our sights. Though the distance wasn't ideal, I decided to take a chance with a long-range shot. The rifle was ready, just waiting for the right moment. Fire. The gunshot echoed. The bullet struck its mark, knocking the boar off balance and sending it tumbling down the slope. But it wasn't down for good. Despite the shot, the hefty animal struggled to its feet. I fired a final shot to ensure it couldn't retaliate or pose any danger. Not long after, the agitated growls of the hunting dogs echoed through the forest, signaling something happening nearby. The noise came from a patch of thick bushes just ahead. I carefully moved forward, raised my gun, and a single clean, decisive shot brought the animal down instantly. The chase grew more intense as we crossed another mountain ridge. We encountered a massive herd of wild boars, their size alone enough to excite any hunter. Unable to miss the opportunity, we opened fire. However, the quick-footed boars scattered and darted into the underbrush. Only a few unlucky ones were brought down lying motionless on the forest floor. We weren't about to give up easily. Determined to pursue the fleeing herd, we immediately signaled our teammates to block the exit, a familiar tactic that always yields results. As soon as a boar's silhouette emerged, my friend fired, dropping the alpha right in its tracks. A barrage of gunfire followed, sending the rest of the herd into a panic. But no matter how fast they ran, some couldn't escape their fate. Luck was still on our side as another group of wild boars suddenly appeared. Not to be outdone, we reloaded and fired continuously, but these cunning creatures were incredibly agile, weaving skillfully through the bushes, and before long they had vanished completely, leaving only the sound of gunfire and a lingering sense of frustration. They move in large, lightning-fast herds. Despite our best efforts and relentless shooting, the number we managed to bring down was just a drop in the bucket compared to the ever-growing, overwhelming herd. As we made our way down a narrow path toward the base of the mountain, we suddenly heard strange rustling from the bushes. Without hesitation, I squeezed the trigger. The gunshot rang out, my heart pounding from the adrenaline of that split-second decision. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Hello, nature lovers. South Africa, a vibrant masterpiece of Africa with sprawling savanna grasslands and lush tropical forests, is home to 20,000 to 25,000 giraffes, the towering, majestic icons of this land. These gentle giants not only captivate visitors but also play a vital role in shaping the ecosystem. However, in some areas, their feeding habits unintentionally leave scars on the vegetation, threatening biodiversity and altering the natural landscape. Let's dive deeper into the role of giraffes in the South African ecosystem, the efforts to manage their population through controlled hunting, and sustainable solutions to protect these magnificent animals. Leave a comment with the number 4 to join the discussion, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to not miss out on captivating stories about the wild world. Giraffes, nature's leaf-eating artists, boast an astonishing ability to consume vegetation. Each day, an adult giraffe can feast on up to 60 pounds of leaves, tender branches, and shrubs, playing a crucial role in shaping South Africa's savanna ecosystem. Thanks to their uniquely long necks, they effortlessly reach high canopies that other species can only dream of, ensuring a plentiful food supply. However, when too many giraffes gather in one area, their feast can turn into a nightmare for the vegetation, leading to overgrazing and severe damage. Studies reveal that giraffes can strip up to 50% of a tree's leaves in a short time, impairing its ability to photosynthesize and causing it to weaken. In heavily affected areas, tree mortality rates can reach 6 to 10%, drastically altering the habitat structure. Notably, their nibbling on young saplings, the future of the vegetation, hinders forest regeneration, leading to shrinking grasslands and forests. This increases the risk of soil erosion, drought, and even desertification, particularly in harsh regions like the northern Cape Province. To address the ecological imbalance caused by giraffes, South Africa has implemented controlled hunting programs that are both sustainable and effective. Each year, approximately 120 giraffe hunting permits are issued primarily to international hunters from the US, Europe, and Canada. This activity not only regulates giraffe populations in overcrowded areas, but also generates millions of USD annually. The revenue is reinvested into wildlife conservation, habitat restoration, and support for communities near reserves, creating a meaningful cycle of sustainability. So, what do you need to prepare for a legal giraffe hunt in South Africa? First, hunters must obtain a general hunting permit and a specific giraffe hunting permit from South Africa's Department of Environment, Forestry, and Fisheries. Permit costs range from $1,000 to $2,000, depending on the region and regulations. Some areas like Kruger National Park may require additional permits for stricter oversight. Securing valid permits is a critical step to ensure the hunt complies with the law and supports long-term conservation goals. Regarding equipment, hunters need weapons suited for humanely taking down giraffes, given their immense size and resilience. Large caliber rifles like the .375 H&H .458, Winchester Magnum or .416 Rigby are top choices trusted by 85 to 90% of hunters for their powerful impact and ability to ensure a lethal shot. However, about 10 to 15% of thrill-seeking hunters opt for bows with heavy broadhead arrows, specifically designed for big game, offering a challenging and intense experience. In addition to weapon-supporting equipment also plays a crucial role. High-quality binoculars help detect and observe giraffes from a distance, while shooting sticks aid in precise aiming. GPS devices and first aid kits are essential companions to ensure safety in the challenging wilderness terrain. Camouflage clothing in colors that blend with the savanna grasslands helps hunters effectively conceal themselves, avoiding detection by giraffes or other wildlife. What do you think about giraffe hunting? Leave a 5 if you support it or a 6 if you oppose it, and share your thoughts. To ensure a successful and humane giraffe hunt, hunters must blend expert technique with strict adherence to regulations. Upon spotting their target, they approach cautiously, maintaining an ideal shooting distance of 70 to 160 yards. This range allows for precise shots without startling the giraffe, which can bolt swiftly with its long legs. The perfect target is the heart and lung area just behind the shoulder, ensuring a quick kill and minimal suffering. If the first shot isn't fatal, hunters are obligated to fire a follow-up shot immediately, demonstrating their commitment to animal welfare. Group hunting is a favored strategy in South Africa, with teams typically consisting of 2 to 4 members, each assigned a clear role spotting the target, shooting, or tracking after the shot. This seamless coordination boosts efficiency and minimizes risks. After the hunt, hunters must submit a detailed report to South Africa's Department of Environment, Forestry and Fisheries, documenting the number of animals hunted, the location, the condition of the animal, and any incidents. This data is crucial for monitoring, assessing impacts on giraffe populations, and guiding future management policies. While controlled hunting effectively balances giraffe populations, protecting this species, and South Africa's ecosystem calls for more sustainable approaches. A standout solution is restoring habitats by replanting native species like acacias or drought-resistant shrubs. Simultaneously, controlling invasive plants that threaten native flora will enhance vegetation quality, fostering long-term ecological balance. Ecotourism is opening new horizons to balance conservation and economic benefits in South Africa, the world's premier safari destination attracting millions of visitors annually. By engaging local communities as tour guides, reserve managers, or traditional artisans, the government creates sustainable income sources, and reduces reliance on hunting. Community education programs also breathe life into conservation efforts, raising awareness about the value of giraffes and other wildlife and igniting pride in protecting nature. Additionally, non-lethal population management methods are gaining momentum with remarkable potential. A standout initiative is the relocation of giraffes from overcrowded areas to regions with abundant vegetation, such as new reserves in Limpopo province. This process requires close collaboration among conservationists, veterinarians, and local communities to ensure absolute safety. Furthermore, modern technology like GPS tracking is revolutionizing monitoring efforts, providing valuable data on giraffe movements and feeding habits to enhance management strategies. We're thrilled to hear your thoughts. What do you think about balancing giraffe conservation with ecosystem protection? Can ecotourism and non-lethal methods fully replace controlled hunting? Share your ideas in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and follow for more wonders of the natural world. Thank you for joining us.
Hello everyone. The smoke of gunpowder fills the forest. It weighs over 650 pounds and stands 4 feet tall. Do you know what that monster is? Leave a comment with the number 1 and get ready to discover the exciting things awaiting you in the video. It's a once-in-a-lifetime hunt. This time, we leave Texas and head into the harsh deserts of Arabia. In 24 hours of intense action, the young hunters brought down 130 wild boars, totaling 18,000 pounds, an achievement that set the competition ablaze. The hunt took place in April, when wild boars typically move quickly in search of water sources in the Arabian desert. With a prize of over $34,000, the hunters fought not only for honor, but also to protect the land from this dangerous invasive species. The harsh temperatures, barren fields, and rampant invasive species make the Arabian desert a challenging battleground. These monsters not only devastate the pastures, but also cause soil erosion, destroy irrigation systems, and inflict severe damage to goat and sheep farms. According to a 2023 report from the Alcasium region, soil quality has deteriorated to the point where natural grass cannot grow, forcing locals to import feed at high costs. Meanwhile, the wild boar population is breeding out of control. A single female can give birth to over 12 piglets per litter and have 2 to 3 litters each year. What are we witnessing? And how dangerous will this invasive species become if no control measures are taken? Unlike dense forests, Arabia is a harsh land where temperatures can soar to 120 degrees during the day, making movement difficult. As a result, hunters must combine tactics and powerful weapons. They use the FN SCAR rifle, which allows for accurate shots from a distance when the prey suddenly charges. At the same time, they release Saluki dogs, a breed known for their speed in the desert, to chase the wild boars out of their hiding spots, forcing them to run toward the waiting hunters. Arabia is not a place where anyone can freely hunt wild boars. The government only permits hunting in designated areas, such as the outskirts of Riyadh, where the wild boar population is exploding, causing damage to the water resources in this arid land. With a permit, hunters are allowed to use heavy weapons and are exempt from hunting taxes if they participate in controlling the invasive species. But nothing comes for free. Only registered weapons may be used, and all hunting is monitored by the government to prevent illegal poaching. If your area has different regulations regarding wild boar hunting, leave a comment with the number 2 below. Wild boars are not easy prey. They have excellent survival instincts and often hide in thick brush to avoid detection. However, during the winter months from November to February, they move more frequently in search of food, providing a good opportunity for hunters to track them. By regulation, hunters are only allowed to hunt adult male boars, to avoid hunting females and piglets for humanitarian reasons. But the real danger arises during the daytime. Hunters must maintain a distance of at least 50 yards to reduce the risk of a sudden attack. You know, these giant wild boars don't come from easy places. Only experienced hunters with special permits are allowed to hunt them. The harsh terrain leaves no room for mistakes. A single wrong step can turn the hunter into a target for a 400-pound monster. Experienced hunters are always mindful of the wind direction, walking against it to avoid being detected by scent, and ensuring that their shots are as accurate as possible. A strong gust of wind can even throw off the path of a bullet. The hunt has ended. The giant wild boars have been subdued by the experienced hunters. After watching the video, what new impressions do you have about wild boar hunting in Arabia? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and follow our channel so you won't miss any more thrilling hunting scenes. Switching to Canada, wolf attacks on poultry farms are on the rise, causing farmers losses of over $800,000. In Alberta, the damage peaked in 2024 when wolves breached fences and destroyed entire flocks. Some farms reported losing up to 150 chickens in just 1 week, turning what was once a minor issue into a full-blown agricultural disaster. As natural prey runs low, wolves are moving closer to residential areas, not only attacking livestock, but also increasing environmental pollution by 20 to 50% each year. Are you ready to join the battle between hunters and wolves? If so, leave a comment with the number 1.
Yeah, the real big one in the back's probably the one that's the alpha.
Check around your home to see if there are any threats. To combat this growing danger, farmers and the Canadian government have implemented defensive measures, including reinforced fences and barriers. However, these are only temporary solutions, as the notoriously adaptive invasive species always finds ways to overcome security measures. Before diving into the dramatic moments, it's important to know that in Alberta and Saskatchewan, hunters use foot traps to control the growing wolf population. However, this method is controversial due to humanitarian concerns. While effective, many argue it is inhumane, leading conservationists to call for alternative deterrent measures. Canadian law requires trappers to have a permit, and violations can result in fines of up to $25,000. Do you agree with this viewpoint? Leave a comment below to join the discussion. With the procedures complete, it's time to set the traps. Hunters track wolf tracks near water sources or livestock areas, always placing the traps downwind to avoid detection. Steel traps, size 3 or 4, are dyed, waxed, and buried just below the surface, secured with steel stakes. A bait mixture of rotten meat, scent glands, and feathers finishes off the trap. Safety is the top priority, and hunters must approach from the side, wear gloves, and check the traps every 24 hours as required by law. Have you ever trapped a wolf? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave a 0. Do you trust this type of trap, or would you choose a non-lethal, safer option that many inexperienced people still use? Over the past 5 years, wolf traps in Canada have significantly reduced livestock damage, with poultry attacks decreasing by 30%. The number of people licensed to set traps has risen to over 2,500, most of whom operate in remote areas of Alberta and Saskatchewan, far from residential areas. Foot traps remain the primary method, ensuring a high success rate while strictly adhering to wildlife management laws. If you find this method effective, don't hesitate to hit like. The dry branches rustle as the hunter crouches low, blending into the muted colors of the wilderness. Camouflage is everything. One mistake, and the hunter becomes the prey. Wolves are carnivores, and in this remote corner of Canada's forest, they strike without warning. Unlike traps, this game requires patience. With a clear line of sight up to 200 feet, the hunter must aim with precision to ensure a humane kill. An electronic call device mimics the sound of a wounded rabbit, luring the predator closer. Heat. What have you learned from watching this video? An important lesson in wolf hunting is to understand your target before pulling the trigger. Predicting their behavior is just as crucial as shooting skills. At the same time, always respect hunting laws and safety regulations. Ready? Go back and take a closer look at wolf behavior, tracking techniques, and strategies from the experts. Check out the reports on invasive species and the hunting forums from experts. Are you ready to step into the wilderness, test your instincts, and master the hunt? Leave a comment with the number 1 if you found this video fascinating, and share your thoughts to enhance the experience in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any content. The North American mountain goat is a native mammal of North America, living in high mountain ranges and rugged terrains. In the United States, they are primarily found in the states of Idaho and Wyoming. Mountain goats can impact the vegetation of high-altitude areas, causing soil erosion and altering the local ecosystem. Would you like to learn more about how these mountain goats are causing harm to North America? If so, leave a comment with the number 1. Although there are no specific statistics on traffic accidents involving mountain goats, the presence of this invasive species on mountain passes can pose a danger to drivers, especially when encountering these large animals unexpectedly. Weighing up to 300 pounds, a collision with a mountain goat could cause the driver to lose control, potentially leading to serious accidents. From that perspective, hunting mountain goats is no longer just a sport. It becomes a grueling challenge, demanding physical endurance, climbing skills, and patience. Only about 1,000 to 1,500 mountain goat hunting permits are issued each year in the United States, making it one of the most challenging and prestigious hunts. So, what drives hunters to pursue this? Unlike hunting deer or wild boar, hunting mountain goats requires hunters to scale heights of over 1,164 miles, where the thin air and harsh weather can cause unprepared individuals to collapse. December, when the leaves fall from the Montana mountains, is the ideal time to hunt mountain goats. The adult males are covered in thick white fur to prepare for the harsh winter. Hunters begin their journey by climbing rocky cliffs, where this invasive species resides. An adult can weigh between 154 to 308 pounds, with a sturdy body and sharp hooves that help them cling to the rocks. After 4 hours of tracking, a hunter spots a large male standing on the edge of a cliff 250 yards away. With strong winds and slippery terrain, a missed shot could send the goat plummeting from the cliff, hundreds of meters below, ruining the meat and valuable hide. Have you ever hunted mountain goats? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave a 0. The .38 Winchester round hit its target, bringing the goat down within seconds. However, the carcass hanging precariously on the edge of the cliff posed a major challenge for the hunters. They quickly tied a rope around the animal's body and moved cautiously to avoid any accidents. After more than 3 hours of effort, they finally managed to lower the carcass to flat ground. Time was not on their side, as the harsh weather could cause the meat to begin decomposing, attracting predators. On site, they quickly processed the goat meat, dividing it into smaller portions that were easier to transport. Mountain goat hunting is not just a hunt. You won't uncover all the mysterious stories behind it without watching this video. Due to the danger involved and the limited number of permits, securing one is highly competitive, sometimes taking 3 to 5 years to obtain. So, why do hunters want a mountain goat hunting permit? The value of a large mountain goat can reach up to $4,400. If it were you, would you keep it for yourself to enjoy or sell it for a profit? But then, another threat emerged: bears. The natural predators of the mountain goats have returned in astounding numbers. In Yellowstone alone, the wolf population has increased by more than 50% over the past 10 years, causing a sharp decline in the mountain goat numbers. A new hunt has begun. Mountain goat hunting is part of the sustainable hunting culture in North America. It helps control wildlife populations, protect ecosystems, and provides an unforgettable experience for those brave enough to face it. But the question is, will mountain goat hunting still exist in the next 10 years, or will it be a thing of the past? Like and subscribe to support us. check out the next video. The Komodo dragon is one of the most terrifying invasive species in the world that you may not know about. They are fierce, carnivorous reptiles with incredibly strong jaws and serrated teeth like sharks. Descendants of dinosaurs, they have a powerful bite and prefer prey like deer, goats, and sometimes even humans. When food is scarce, Komodo dragons are ready to eat their own kind. What do you think about the terrifying power of the Komodo dragon? If you want to learn more, leave a comment with the number 1 to explore the next video. They can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh around 350 pounds, consuming up to 80% of their body weight in a single meal. That means a 220-pound Komodo dragon can devour 176 pounds of raw meat at once. Not only do they eat meat, but they can also swallow bones, even those from large animals like buffalo. While their vision and hearing are poor, they make up for it with an incredibly sensitive sense of smell, operating through their tongue. When they stick out their tongue to sense the air, they can detect carcasses or prey from over 6 miles away. Faced with the brutal attacks from Komodo dragons, the Indonesian government could not stand idly by. This invasive species had spread fear across the islands, turning peaceful villages into hunting grounds. The government could not allow more wildlife to face extinction, so they took action. In collaboration with the WWF, an unprecedented campaign to control the Komodo dragon population was launched.
Mantap. Mantap bang, kena bang.
But don't be mistaken, this is not your average hunt. It's a battle between humans and a prehistoric reptile. Only the most elite hunters are granted permits to shoot a Komodo dragon. Hunting licenses are strictly limited, only issued to 30 to 80 individuals per year after passing rigorous tests. Each permit costs between $2,000 and $4,500, but money isn't the only price they must pay. A single moment of distraction could turn you into the prey.
Mantap. Seru bang. Oh iya. Oke bang. Oke. Mantap. Bismillah.
Do you have the courage to face the largest, most terrifying, invasive species on the planet? Hunters use large-caliber rifles like the .338 Lapua Magnum or .375 H&H Magnum to ensure maximum accuracy and effective control of the situation. Personal protective equipment is a must. Hunters not only carry weapons, but also wear full-body armor, bite-resistant gloves, and puncture-proof boots to ensure safety when approaching this creature. Do you agree with using this method? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave a comment with the number 0.
Mantap bang.
No one hunts alone. Hunters always work in teams of 3 to 5 people, employing clever tactics and using bait, such as goat or pig meat, to lure the Komodo dragons into the most advantageous position. Although the control campaign has helped reduce livestock attacks by 55% and dangerous encounters with humans by 30%, the threat is far from over. The Komodo dragon is becoming increasingly intelligent and adaptable, likely to pose an even greater challenge in the future.
jumping bang. Mantap.
In addition to control measures, the government has strengthened survival training programs. Locals are taught how to recognize signs of the invasive species, identify their hunting behavior, and upgrade livestock fencing systems to reduce the risk of encounters. The battle between humans and Komodo dragons continues, with no clear end in sight.
Mantap. That's it. Mantap.
What do you think about this issue? Is hunting the only solution, or do we need to explore a different path? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to share the video so you won't miss the latest updates on this ongoing battle. And next, be sure to watch the upcoming video to explore new solutions with us. These measures have been highly effective in preventing the spread of some invasive species. Do you have any better ideas? Leave them in the comments so we can discuss together. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, make sure to tell your friends about the channel so they can explore too. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video.